Hey everybody, it's Josh. Um, with all the negativity that comes with having started this page, Havercamp Harassment Chronicles, and the fallout from it as far as, Havercamp sending police officers to my door last night and everything, I've decided that I wanted to add a little bit of positivity to all this negativity. So every once in a while, I'm going to make a video about a positive subject that doesn't really have anything to do with Havercamp and the whole lawsuit situation or anything like that. So I'm going to talk about something today and something positive that involves me. And it's something I get questioned about a lot. Now, I have lost 114 pounds since last May. So we're looking at 13, 14, maybe 15 months ago right now. Okay. So I was very obese by that at that point, and I still kind of am. I still have about 100 more pounds to lose, so I got a ways to go. But either way, I have lost 114 pounds since last May, May of 2021. It is now July 23rd, I want to say, of 2022. People have often asked me, what's my secret to having lost all that weight and how did I lose it so dramatically? I'm going to address that second question first. I have not lost this weight dramatically. Okay, so I'm going to get that out of the way right away. I did lose dramatically at first. Like the first month that I quit eating processed sugar, all candy bars, all cookies, all that stuff, I lost about 40 pounds. Somewhere between 35 and 40 pounds that first month. So that was a dramatic weight loss. But since then, I've been losing anywhere between 4 and about 7 pounds a month. Okay, so that's not dramatic at all. That's pretty much just like the average weight loss that one would have if they were strictly following their diet and not doing anything dramatic like not starving themselves. And I definitely don't starve myself. But my weight loss has not been dramatic. After the first month was, but after that, it's just been consistently losing a little bit of weight at a time. You see what I'm saying? Now, as far as what is my secret to having lost this weight and having gotten so much healthier than I was, I was 502 pounds on May 2nd of last year, and I stand in at about 386 right now. My secret, and this is the advice I want to give to anybody out there who's wants to lose weight and keep it off and wants to get healthier. Maybe they're struggling with some health problems, or maybe they just want to look better, or whatever the case is. This is my advice and this is my secret. And my secret is that there is no secret. There is no such thing as a quote unquote diet that will help you lose weight, get you healthier, and keep you healthier. Diets don't work. Okay, so lots of people go on different diets. Some people will go on a keto diet, others go on a low carb diet, others cut salt out of all the foods that they eat. Like there's so many different things that people do diet wise to lose weight, and it almost always works really well at first, but they almost always fall off the wagon. And even the ones who stay on the wagon don't end up getting the health benefits from their weight loss, even if they lose all the weight they intend to lose. And the reason for that is simple. First off, going on a low carb diet is not healthy. Your body needs carbs. All right? Your body needs carbs for energy, it needs carbs for food processing, it needs carbs for regulating your heart rate, it needs carbs for all kinds of reasons. So cutting yourself to a low carb diet is just not a good idea. Same with salt. This whole thing about salt being unhealthy is an absolute myth. You know, you hear a lot of doctors say that the reason potato chips and Doritos and stuff are so unhealthy is because of the salt content. That is not true. Not true one bit. If you're holding a single Dorito in your hand right now, the salt is the healthiest dang thing on that chip. It's everything else about the chip that's unhealthy. It's the fact that it's deep fried. It's the fact that it's got a bazillion different chemicals in it that's been injected into it that the human body was not supposed to consume. The salt is good. Everything else about the chip is bad. You see what I'm saying? And then you've got the keto diet, and the keto diet has its own things. Anyway, back to my point. My secret is simply that I don't eat processed food anymore. That's it. I eat all natural food. And no, I don't mean I go to like a Whole Foods store or anything like that. I just don't eat food that has any chemicals or preservatives in it. That's it. So, for example, I buy a lot of cans of chicken from Walmart. The ingredients in the cans of chicken simply say sea salt and chicken. If it had anything else in it, ingredients you can't pronounce, different things, I wouldn't buy it. I've cut all processed foods, all preservatives out of my diet. So I'm eating a whole natural clean diet without having to spend a ton of money. I eat a lot of rice and stuff like that, rice and chicken usually on a daily basis. I eat some fruit. I generally have 3 or 4 tablespoons of honey a day for sugar intake. And by the way, real sugar is good for you, like honey and fruits and stuff like that. Your body processes that in a completely different way than it processes candy bars and cookies and cakes and stuff like that. But the bottom line is that I just eat food the way God made it. I don't know if you guys believe in God, but it just means that I don't eat any processed food. Absolutely no processed sugar, no matter what. And even on cheat days, I don't do that. And I don't even have many cheat days, maybe like 3 cheat days a year. When I buy something, I look at the label, and if it's got chemicals in it, things I can't pronounce, things I don't know what they are, I don't buy it and I don't eat it. It's just that simple. That alone has changed my body chemistry to allow me to lose all this fat and excess stuff that's been in my system. So my health turnaround is not a matter of taking a magic pill or a super powerful multivitamin or whatever, although I do take a multivitamin. My turnaround is basically just getting processed chemicals and preservatives out of my life and eating food the way it was supposed to be eaten. Now, the way I make up for the lost flavor, preservatives, a lot of them add flavor to food, and people know this. I make up for it with spices. Pretty much all spices are healthy, like chili spices, lemon pepper spices. Most spices are healthy. The only ones that aren't are the ones that are like, barbecue spices, burger spices, stuff like that. But those are like commercialized spices anyway. But like most normal spices, like I've got Italian seasoning up there. I've got garlic salt up there. I got just any spice you can imagine. They add plenty of flavor to my food, and they taste just as good as any preservative anyway. The only difference is I'm not attacking my body when I add those spices to my food the way I am when I'm eating preservatives. So my advice to anybody out there, if you want to have the success I've had, and you want to get not only to your ideal weight, but actually to be healthy, not to look good, but to actually be healthy, is to first off be prepared for a long battle. Everybody wants to lose the weight and be healthy within a month or two. And if you've got a lot of weight to lose, that's just not reasonable. You've got to prepare your mind for a long battle. For me, I don't even own a scale, and I refuse to own a scale. I don't want to know what my weight is most of the time because I'm not focusing on my weight. I'm focused on living healthy for healthy's sake. And every 6 months when I go to the doctor, that's when I get weighed, and that's when I'm always pleasantly surprised, right? So you've got to have a mentality of forget the weight, live healthy for healthy's sake, right? So that you can enjoy the other benefits of being healthy besides just like weight loss. And then every once in a while when you go to the doctor, you can weigh yourself, right? So that's my first piece of advice. And my second piece of advice is just get all processed food out of your life. It's not a matter of cutting out carbs or getting rid of salt or any of that stuff. All that stuff is very dangerous and unhealthy. It's just a matter of eating natural foods the way they are grown or made. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. It's just really that simple. It's so simple, yet it's the hardest thing for people to follow. You know, another reason these diets don't work, like these low carb diets and these low keto diets and everything, is because they're based in processed food. Like people who go on veggie diets, for example, vegetarian diets, they eat a lot of veggie burgers. A veggie burger is a completely processed piece of food, if you can even call it food. And processed food has chemicals in it that make you desire more processed food. And this is why people can't stick to their diets. They eat these veggie burgers for 2 months, they lose a little bit of weight, but the temptation to eat real food again, real burgers again, eventually overtakes them. And the reason for that is very simple. Veggie burgers are still processed food. They're just processed food without without the flavor. That's basically what they are. So eventually, both your mind and your body figure out that these veggie burgers taste like crap. You might as well just be eating real burgers because at least those taste good. So, and you're not really getting any health benefit from the veggie burger anyway. Because why? Because it's low fat. Your body needs fat. You know, so that's the reason why people fall off their diets. Processed food has chemicals in it that make you desire more processed food all the time. So you're going to want to eat more and more and more, and you're eventually going to give into temptation. When you cut out processed food, you're not anywhere near as tempted to eat it. Like I can drive by McDonald's, Pizza Hut 30 times today and never even think about stopping because all those processed chemicals that I used to consume are out of my system now. So my body isn't telling my brain to stop at the McDonald's drive-thru. But for those of you on these keto diets and these low carb diets, you're still eating processed food. So those chemicals are telling your brain that you're still hungry and you need to eat more processed food. So you end up stopping at Burger King more. You end up picking up extra pizza rolls at Walmart when you weren't really going to do that, and so on and so forth. So anyway, there is no secret. Like every last one of these diet gurus out here, almost every one of them, are fraudulent because they give you these diets that are based in processed food, which you're almost always going to fall off of them. And even if you do stay on them and you lose the weight and you get your ideal weight, you still won't be healthy internally. But it's because you're still putting all the same chemicals and preservatives into your body that you were when you were just eating normal McDonald's food. The only difference is you're getting less taste. See what I'm saying? So that's the secret to my success, and that's the advice I give anybody out there trying to lose weight, or even if you don't have weight to lose and you want to get healthier, just cut all processed food out of your diet. Read the back of everything you buy when you go to the store. If it has anything besides salt and whatever it's supposed to be, like if you buy some beef, if there's any ingredient in it besides salt and beef, don't buy it and don't consume it. Buy some spices so you can add some flavor to that beef in some other ways. That's my only secret. I eat natural food the way God made it, and I don't consume no processed food or preservatives. That's the thing that has helped me turn my health around in a big way. It's really simple, and once you execute that, and once you've been on that for a few months, you'll see what I mean, because your temptation to eat processed foods will be less after a while. And like I said, rarely do I get tempted to even like eat a slice of pizza or anything. It's just, because those chemicals aren't telling my brain to buy more processed food. So I'm starting to go around in circles here, but get all processed food out of your life and you will lose all the weight you need to lose in time. Won't happen right away, But in the meantime, you'll be a lot healthier. Like I'm the healthiest 380-pound man that I know because I've got a full year, full 15 months of clean eating in my system. I'm healthier than most 200-pound guys. I'm healthier than most guys half my size. Because even though they're half my size, that just means they have a better metabolism than me. But they're still filling their bodies with preservatives and they're still clogging up their arteries. So internally, they're every bit as unhealthy as me, twice their size, if not worse. So I don't even worry about my health. I don't even wake up worrying about a heart attack or a stroke or anything anymore. Because I know that even though I'm still 386 pounds, as long as I stay away from processed foods, I'm unlikely to have one of those things happen to me. A skinny guy who eats McDonald's every day is a heck of a lot more likely to have a heart attack or stroke than I am. And that's just the reality of the way your body works, because weight in itself is not a problem. Weight in itself is a symptom of a problem. All having extra weight means is that you don't have a good metabolism. And that's actually a good thing, because if you don't have a good metabolism and you start gaining weight, then you can physically see that your body's telling you to change the way you eat. As to where if you have a really good metabolism and you're eating McDonald's all the time, but you never gain weight, you're always going to convince yourself you're healthy because you never gain weight. In the meantime, you're clogging up your arteries and setting yourself up for a future heart attack. So that's it. I've cut all processed foods out of my diet. I will never touch processed sugar again, even on cheat days. On cheat days, I might have a sub from Subway or something. But I've only had like 5 cheat days this whole year. But that's the secret to my success. Eat natural food. Do not eat processed food. Do not eat food with chemicals and preservatives in it. Other than that, basically eat whatever you want. And that's it. Oh, one more thing. Do not eat diet versions of anything. A lot of you will cut out processed sugar, but then you'll eat like diet cookies. Let me tell you something. Those diet cookies and diet candy bars and diet sweets, the things that they put into those are actually worse than processed sugar. They usually use sugar alcohols or NutraSweet or something like that, aspartame. Those are actually one of the few things on earth. Processed sugar is the worst, but the few things that are worse than processed sugar are sugar substitutes. So if you're going to consume sugar, just consume it from fruits and honey, where it's a natural sugar. Diet cookies are worse for you than real cookies, although they're both terrible. So that's it for today.